It's a new day, and I'm going to, let's see, I need to make some goals because I got way too many things I could do right now. So, camera flip. My goals. I'm going to swap over the GSR gear set onto the CRV stuff. And I will also install this into the casing to see if I'm good or if I need shims. If I don't need new shims, then I will try to seal the transmission with a new LSD and the new gear set. That's first priority. That's what I am going to do. I've committed. If that all happens, then secondly, what I will try to do is just be casual. I'm gonna see, I put the old bearings on the M Factory LSD for the rear. I mean the used bearings from the Wagovan diff, and then I put new bearings on this guy, and it made me feel bad to use used bearings back here because those ones are so fresh. And these ones are probably fine, but you can see, like right here, I dented the casing. Where's it at? It probably is hard to see, but it's just a little. Anyways, so here's the plan. Focus. I bought some new ones. That's the plan right here. Nachi. These bearings are coded 32008J. I think that's the. I don't know what the HE is, but these are apparently the direct replacement is 32008JR. Although I will just tell you what this one says. This original bearing is NTN 4T32008 XPX4. And by the way, I learned stuff. This 4T denotes the material makeup, and I'm not sure about the 32008, but the PX4 denotes that this is a special bearing, as in it's a custom. I think it must have been custom made for Honda or something like that. It's not used anywhere else. That's my thought. Anyways, so this bearing is the right one, except the race. This outer race is wrong. The race that this comes with. It's just a little shorter here, so you have to use your original outer race unless you get the proper one, which is 32008JR. I bought this. This was all I could find. I couldn't find the JR, and then maybe the next day they popped up all over eBay. So yeah, I'm going to reuse this race right here. I'm going to pull off these guys, and the bottom one and top one, these are the same bearings. I got a little puller right there, so I'll yank them off, and then I'll pop this guy in the freezer, and then heat these bearings a little bit and drop them on, so I don't have to use any bang, anything like that. So I'm gonna clear all this out. So I just am working with the gear sets because that's gonna get a little complicated. That's probably all. I'm sure I won't be able to. I don't think I'll be able to accomplish all of that, or maybe I will today. But if I go further, I will try to do some measurements on this guy. I printed off Wagovan factory service manual stuff, and I tried to locate all of the bearings. I wanted to do a full rebuild, but the rear bearing, oh, sorry, 332, maybe it's this bearing, the front, whatever, this bearing right there. I think I couldn't get that one just yet. I don't know. I will figure that out. I probably am going to reuse one bearing. And my friend who I got this from, he just showed me today the cluster from the car this came from. These parts have 275,000 hard miles. It was even turboed for a little bit. I bought this little tool here to measure backlash. It's just kind of mocked up for fun right now, but I'll be doing that, of course, when I'm rebuilding this. I'll show you a little more later on, but I bought another one of these because this is supposed to be replaced. There's a guy on the internet who sells a custom version because it's discontinued. All right, clearing it out. Also, I'd like to mention that I didn't go further with this. I'm still at the same point. At this point, I don't know how I'm gonna post the video, like chop it up or what. But anyways, Those welds are fine, right? Should I grind them? They'll be fine. I just slathered it on there real good, but I need to get this one welded on and then weld it up there. And I'm a little nervous for it, but it'll be fine. I did some MIG welding on something else after this, and it turned out really good, so I'm feeling a little more confident. But once that's hung up, I probably should work on that, but since I'm a little intimidated, I'm gonna go towards this thing, which I'm also intimidated because I gotta get her done. All right, so I got the gear set off of the main shaft on both dealios. I need to check out the Speed Factory video again to see which, look at this mess. Come on, sloppy. See which places these go where. I'll show you. I noticed this is like not as pretty as this. This was probably not abused in a CRV. This was by me. But anyways, there are specific specs here to measure and here, but I'm not gonna do it. Also, the front wheel drive main shaft is a little bit shorter. That's what I hear from the Speed Factory video. Yeah, look at that. So there was like a Q&A section, like, my front wheel drive main shaft is smaller. Is this going to be a problem? And Speed Factory's like, it still reaches into the pilot bearing. But in my case, I told you earlier on, I rounded this out by, it was mushroomed a little from tapping it with a hammer, and then it didn't go into the pilot bearing, so then I rounded it off. So that's why it looks like that. Anyways, hopefully it still does its pilot bearing job, otherwise I'm gonna destroy all these gears. I'm noticing, look at the tops of this guy and the tops of that guy. They're much sharper here than here, but I'm not gonna get into all that. I'm just gonna send it. So I'm gonna not get this stuff mixed up. I pulled these off, just slid them right off. On this guy, I kind of had to do a little bang bang, but anyways, there's that. I will probably switch everything over to the all of the gears from the front wheel drive main shaft onto the, oh, actually you still use this gear, this main shaft, as I was mentioning, right? I need to take it off anyways to clean all the crud out and maybe use something here, but I'm gonna go get probably a bunch of carb cleaner, a bunch more, and also I'm gonna charge this. This is my buddy's thingy. I need to buy another one. He didn't give me the charger. I need a charger. I was trying to remove this nut like this, but I don't want to go any tighter, so that did not come loose. It's just spinning. I'm gonna go get the charger for this, remove this nut, carb cleaner, and first I will get these mixed up completely, and I'm gonna put the GSR gears back on this guy. First step. Second step, put the GSR gear set, swap it off, and onto there. Got the charger for that. Charge it for 5 minutes because that's good enough, right? I'll bust that baby off. Got this thingy, which is the OEM, I don't know, it's supposed to be OEM, tool to remove, it's to measure the play on the input shaft. Like, I'm gonna install the input shaft on there, and then you like put this on here. We'll see. I'll see too. I've never done it. Is it still tight? This is chrome. You always want to use a chrome 12-point socket in cases like this. That wouldn't have worked with a 6-point. So stick around. Learn some stuff. I like to not unstake these. And I didn't buy a new one either. Supposed to replace this. Hopefully when I torque it, it gets to a different position so that I can stake it. Because see that piece of tang up in there? I'm gonna make sure to lose that and get it into everything. I lost it. Okay. Super organized. Just getting this grease on my shoes, Nikes. So there's a little washer here Oh, on the lower half of the input shaft, I want to mention that there are these two guys, and one of them is just like, one's a shim, certain size shim, and if the shim is wrong, which this will tell me on the new shim, I think that comes in this kit. Maybe, I don't really know. We'll figure it out. And then Honda sells a bunch of shims, right? The different size shims, but I think this kit comes with one, and I'm sure that they've figured out that it's good enough. This guy is a concave, convex, conical, cone. It's a washer. That is spring washer. You gotta put that on the right way. I have to look and see which way is the right way, but these guys go right here. So there's that. I bought all the brake cleaner. It's cheaper than carb cleaner. And I'm gonna take these little guys apart and clean them out. I'm gonna take everything. I'm gonna take a bunch of pictures and take every single part one by one off and clean it. I also need to use like the all-wheel drive disc bearing. I think there's two bearings here, right? These are front-wheel drive stuffs. Like, I'll just see this bearing number ends in 30, and this one ends in 08. So like, there's some difference. I don't know what, but I believe I need to use the all-wheel drive bearing or bearings in the setup. So I'm gonna figure that out. Okay, cleaning that. So here's my at-home way of doing this. I broke down the gear stack. I took off, like I had the gear stack here, I took off the top, which is this bearing, and then the next thing, which is this, until it is broken down. So here it's all organized, although there's multiple pieces to some of these things. Like this is made up of 2 pieces. This is made up of 4 pieces. There's this guy in the middle, spacer, there's a needle bearing, there's a synchro. Anyways, I don't want to get this stuff messed up, because then I'd have to look at some blow-ups and think and all that. So I'm gonna clean these one by one, and I will reassemble them. Like, I'll set them in the same orders on a new piece of cardboard over here as I go, if you were wondering how I'm doing this. And they are cleaned and reassembled. So I will be just breaking it back down so I can lube everything up. Once I know exactly how I'll be, where I'm gonna put the shims from that kit and all that, washers, whatever, then I will take it all back down and lube it up with just some Honda factory fluid. So I just got off the phone with this fella. He's doing the same thing as me at the same day in the same country and all that. Same car. Not really. He has a Midori hatch. His name is Jason Highboost, and he's got a YouTubes too. And he's a very helpful guy. So we're kind of in this together. But he's giving me some pointers here and there. So this is my GSR main shaft. I'm going to do it like that so I can lube everything up. I'm going to clear all this out, bring that gear stack over here, tear it down, and then lube it as I put it up on this guy. I'm gonna go through this with you. Speed factory, front wheel drive to all wheel drive, conversion, gear set, part number that. Shift fork conversion, numbers, words, that. Here's that. Don't need this for a while. Gotta love that focus. It's the 11 Pro Max. Custom, speed factory, racing, first idler gear, split needle bearings. First idler gear. That's this guy. These are going to go, we'll see that after a little bit. They're gonna go up into there. Custom speed factory, precision spacers, needed to achieve proper component location. First second hub spacer, blue painted mark. This guy. Install this under the second hub slider, and then install the front wheel drive second hub slider. Okay. Do not use the all-wheel drive second hub slider, as it has a narrower shift fork groove. Oh, all right, okay. That narrows things down for me, because I can figure out where this fits and where it doesn't to tell me I'm a straight noob. All right, so first I'd have to think about it. What is the second hub slider? I'll figure that out. So I feel better now that I found these. I forgot I even had these instructions. So that's gonna go into wherever. If it's on the main shaft, then I better figure that out before I start putting stuff together. Main shaft spacer, red painted mark. That guy, okay. The all-wheel drive outer transmission case upper bearing will be used to assemble your main shaft. Okay, so like I had mentioned in the words that I said at some point, this is the CRV gear stack, so they mean this bearing. Upper bearing, it doesn't say both bearings or upper and lower, so it must just fancy this bearing and not this one. So, but I will check, oh freaking heck. I'll check that out once I get closer by making sure this has the same part numbers on it as that one and stuff. Anyways. Oh god, don't do that. All drive upper case bearing used main shaft. Our spacer replaces the OEM flat washer underneath the main shaft. Okay, that's the spacer. Retain the flex washer underneath and set in play to factory spec, which is approximately the midpoint of the flex washer. That I do not understand. Retain the flex washer under the... How do you... Alright. Once properly shimmed... Well, I thought this was a shim, but anyways. Once properly shimmed, the flex washer will sit at 0.036, midpoint of its flex range, and total in play when measured with factory tool, that's a factory tool, will be 0.004 to 0.007 inches. Typically, the outer transmission case upper main shaft shim. Case upper main shaft shim. Is this a shim? Maybe that's a shim. And this, maybe this is a shim. Oh, where's it at? It's not there. Oh, it's still there. That might be a shim. Might be getting shimmy with it. Oh, look, I just noticed. This guy has a thingy, tooth, rides up in there. And this guy does not. And that shafty deal has the ability to have a toothy thing, and this one does not. Not really. Interesting, interesting. Good observation by me. So I'll probably have to use this. If this is a shim, then I don't know. We're getting there. Typically, outer transmission case upper main shaft shim will need to be 0.025 to 0.03 inches thicker than the original shim when installing an OEM front-wheel drive set into an all-wheel drive housing. Outer transmission. So that sounds like I might have to get me another shim, potentially. I will search up into like a CRV factory service manual, yada yada. I'll figure it out, okay? Sound like a noob, because I am. That's fine. Reverse thrust washer. Orange, painted, marked. Where you go? This guy. This guy sits under the reverse thingy, which is this. So it has to sit, it'll sit like this. If I wanted to use this all-wheel drive, this is the CRV gear and stuff, it would need this little spacer in order to be lined up properly. I'll show you. Just wait and you'll see when stuff happens later. One weird thing though that I noticed is my this is the GSR reverse idler, and it has a roll pin, which I'm quite sure this one should have a roll pin. There's a spot for it, but there's no roll pin. Very strange. Just don't get it. I looked in here, CRV casing. There is a home for a roll pin to lock it in, but it's not there. So, and then, just so you know, I was thinking about all that. These are different. Just like one small thing, as you can see how this is rounded off, and that's less rounded off. And then I'm gonna get rid of this so we have a better idea. The CRV reverse idler is higher up. And there's something, I can't remember right now, but there's a bolt that has to go through and lock into this, right? So these are different heights. I don't know. I'm not sure which shaft I'm supposed to use. If I have to use a CRV shaft, then I will probably try to rob that roll pin or get another roll pin. I'm just really flabbergasted about why I don't have a roll pin. I asked Jason, hey bro, you got a roll pin on your CRV thing? He said yes. So there's that. I'm gonna continue where I was. Reverse thrust washer, orange paint marked. This goes under the reverse idler gear. If you are using a short 41.9 millimeter tall front wheel drive 3.0 ratio idler gear. If you have a 45.8 millimeter tall front wheel drive or all wheel drive 3.0 ratio reverse idler gear, do not use this washer. So I really don't need that washer if I have this, apparently, the all wheel drive thing. So anyways, I guess they provided this washer just in case you get like a bear case, maybe. I don't know. They didn't say any benefit of using the one way or the other, but okay. Upper cuff shim, I don't need. This is for use with the Albans B dog set only. It is not used for the Albans or OEM synchro set. This goes on the pinion shaft above the cuff bearing, and it is used in place of the original shim included with the Albans B dog set that goes in the cuff bearing. So I won't need to know about that later. I mean, I won't need to know about that until later when I get baller and spend a bunch of money on gears. Fifth gear options. It's simplest to stick with the factory all-wheel drive fifth gear and its matching synchro hub slider and rings. So in this case, I will be retaining this CRV. This is CRV fifth gear there, and also this is the CRV dealio. So I'll be keeping this guy, I think. I don't know. So all right, bunch of words, lots of stuff. What I'm gonna do is figure out if this goes on the main shaft or the counter shaft, and if it goes on the main shaft, then I'll figure out where it needs to go. I'm gonna assemble this. And there you go. She's been tediously reassembled and lubed, so much lube. Yeah, I decided to just slow down right after I stopped recording and figured out that yes, this is the first, second slider. I know this is first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. This is the only slider on this stack. Anyways, this, where'd it go? This washer, the blue one, like I had explained, this guy is somehow gonna go under this slider. I'll figure that out. But so this needs nothing from the kit. It just needs to be a GSR gear stack, and it's lubed, cleaned. So I need to clean that casing up before putting these clean parts in there. But so this is ready. I'm gonna set this aside gently, and then I'm going to work on. Oh, this is not ready. I still have my fifth gear. GSR fifth gear, which won't work because of what? It's because of the, I think, the fifth reverse shift fork. So this is a CRV. Oh yeah, that's why. Come on, focus. Let me see that play. That is one reason why, I'm sure. This one's thicker. Yes, thicker. And then also I think I've heard something about the clearancing between, I don't know, some bearing or something. There's another reason other than that, but so I need to, well, actually, now I'm realizing that this doesn't, what I'm talking about doesn't make sense, does it? I'm talking about the fifth gear. This hub slider must not work on the front wheel drive or the all-wheel, I don't know. But I'm gonna change this out for the CRV fifth gear. All right, stuff's almost been getting out of hand, but I'm keeping it together. I pulled off the stuff and the stuff. Put the CRV fifth gear on, this little guy right here. Boom. on. And then I realized the hub slider wasn't really doing its job. You know, like when I shipped it down and then it locks this guy. So come to find out, like this 5th gear synchro. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Okay, there's the GSR 5th gear. There's the CRV 5th gear. You can see they are looking the same. So here is the 5th gear synchro from the GSR, and it is way too large. So then I need to use the CRV 5th gear synchro, which goes on there and fits. And then underneath that, CRV bearing. These are all CRV parts. This is GSR side, CRV side. Underneath that is this. I don't know the terminology just right now, but oh, I'm doing my best not to flip things over like I just did too, so I don't. Oh God, see. Wait, did I flip that? Hold on. What's happening? All right, so this guy will go and lock into here. Please, brain. All right, see, this is locked until I pull this up. Then it's unlocked. That's good for some reason. And what I'm trying to get at is if, like, I know I need to use a CRV 5th gear synchro, and from a noob point of view, right? I'm just doing my caveman troubleshooting. Like, what if I use GSR parts? I'm trying to figure out what GSR parts do I need and what do I not need. So here's GSR 5th, GSR synchro, and then this thingy. Do I need this? Can this be? That does, nope, that doesn't work. See, it won't lock this guy in, right? It's larger diameter too. So this, which is this CRV version, this goes here and does things. It works. Okay, I gotta use this. Must use this. And then this, oh shit, if that one's first 5th gear synchro, I don't know what this is. 6th gear synchro. Yep. Come on, brain. Getting things mixed around. That is not, does that go there? This definitely goes here. I know that. This is all freaking, so this is difficult. This piece is different on the CRV. I see that. See, here's the GSR guy. It's different, a little different. Why? Why are you different? But I know that this needs to go and lock into the case. There's a, what? Somewhere in here. This guy goes and locks into here somewhere somehow. Anyways, I will look at that. This is specific. I think this needs to stay CRV. So it would go here. And another thing. This bearing, GSR, is thicker than the CRV bearing. And they have different part numbers, of course. Let me see. Oh yeah, different diameter, way different diameter. So that'll be an obvious choice, that I should use the CRV bearing here so that this fits in the case, right? Obviously, okay, I gotta use this. Cool. I feel pretty good to tell you people on the YouTube, you need to use CRV 5th gear and everything up, including the bearing, and actually probably this, but you know what I mean. That this needs to find its home. This little guy. Take that guy off. Get down there. Oh, get back to your CRV side. And this guy is gonna go right there. Then this little motherfucker right here. Oh, that didn't work. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Slide on with. Oh, that's not flush. Okay, actually, I don't know. It's probably this. Let's see. Huh. getting, before this was a little more flush. Maybe it has room to go down, but GSR gear for comparison. Oh, it wasn't actually more flush. This one was just less flush. Okay. CRV gear. It's not a gear, it's a bearing. Oh, so slippery. Back on here. And that we're happy with. I believe that on the CRV gear set, this bearing is flush. Sorry, I mean GSR gear set. Probably, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like that. Oh, quick little update. I just shifted this and it's dropped down, so that feels much better. Much better. Still not flush, but. So, I'm gonna just verify this tangy thing and call that good. Call this all good, and then work on the countershaft. Here's something I overlooked, or was not. It says it's simplest to stick with the factory all-wheel drive fifth gear, which I saw that. And it's matching synchro, hub, slider, rings, probably all that stuff up there. So, alright, so you gotta use definitely the CRV bearing here for chisels, CRV bearing with the larger gappy deal that I was talking about, because this is a larger diameter than the front wheel drive bearing. See, here's the front wheel drive bearing fitting back in its home. This is an old case, and there's the dealio. What did I come? Oh, the upper shim. So let's come on over here, you and me. This was talking about right here. Once properly shimmed, the flex washer will sit at typically the outer transmission case, upper main shaft shim. Outer transmission case, main shaft, upper shim. Okay, figured out. And here, there's a shim. This little, come on, stay right there. Like that ring, snap ring looking thing. That's gotta be the shim. So that probably needs to be changed out. What else do you say, book? Will need to be 0.025 to 0.3 thicker than the original shim. So anyways, let's see what we do with that information. Okay, I am content with this. I'm gonna use this CRV deal right here. It's just gotta be the one. I'm not exactly sure how it will need to be positioned, but this little guy originally fit into that freaking case, right? It's not like in your face clear on how it needs to be clocked, but I'll figure that out. It's gotta be that guy. Everything else is CRV. So, here I go for the counter shaft. Counter shaft. This video is probably already freaking half an hour long, and that's your problem. So this is, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry, it's a half an hour long. This is apparently how you do this. I'd like to point out this Venti shaft. Oh, you know what? I'm really excited that I get to use this CRV counter shaft because, oh no, my front wheel drive counter shaft is chipped. I don't know why. She's chipped. Okay, so this is how you get these bearings off. I mean, I could probably use a puller, but oh, you get over here, get over there. Seen this on the internet. Come on. It's not working. I'm gonna bang it on something harder, but also soft, and it's gonna come off. These bearings will fall off. Okay, I beat the bearings off of it. Top bearing, lower bearing, tapered bearing. It's tapered with a race thingy. Just learned about those. Come on, get on it, get on there. Need you to stay intact. Because these guys. And then, what? I guess this is 5th gear, 4th gear, right here. Third gear, I don't know. I'm gonna do this. You know what? I was getting distracted because I was filming, but how I want to do this is like this. I'm gonna grab it all and just pull straight up and keep that shaft balanced. Okay, come on, get up. Stacked, cool, sweet. Here's my counter shaft. Here are the bearings, some little needle bearings right here, right? So these guys need to be replaced with the speed factory bearings right here. I'm gonna do that. And then also, I've got a first-second, remember the first-second slider hub underneath that? We needed to figure some stuff out. So this is the hub. Oh, take the stuff apart. Getting further from where I was in the beginning. Huh. Well, this is the first-second slider hub thingy. I'm gonna go get my washer. Oh God, where do you go? I think it goes right here somehow. You slip in there? You slip in there? Maybe you slip in there? Doesn't feel natural, that's for sure. Is that it? I'm gonna consult with Jason, High Boost, my friend who's doing the same situation. I think that's where it goes. No, wait. No, wait. This is the CRV stuff. Screw this. You get out of here. Give me that. Give me that back. Give me that back. I don't care about this stuff. All this stuff is going to go back together. And all I'll be using is the bearings, I believe, and the 5th gear, which is this guy, I believe. Slide those bitches over. Set those bitches there. Grab this gear stack here. Oh, don't fall apart. Don't fall apart. It's so slippery. Had to grab in 2 sections because it was so slippery. Okay, there's this interesting little guy right here. I don't know what it is, but I hope that it's good. Oh, that's definitely how it goes. That feels natural, that's for sure. Okay, that's there. And this little guy. Where do you go? Where do you go? I swapped out this bearing. This is the all-wheel drive bearing, right? And I put in the one from Speed Factory here. You know, under, in between this and this. And there is my blue guy. The funny thing is, you might have come here to like figure out, hey, how do I do this? I don't really know. But you watch the next video and the next video, and you'll see if my transmission explodes or not. There's the blue gear. This is the for second shift fork. This is the only shift. Let's see, first, second slider hub. Then you install the front wheel drive first, second slider. This guy. So there's so many components like between that washer and this guy, because it's complicated. But that's got to be where it goes. And then I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna call it a first gear synchro. I don't know if that's what it is on this place. That's its new home. And then get out of there, motherfucker. All this stuff. I'm just gonna drop this. Oh, there. Oh. It's gonna fall. Yep. Okay. That's how that goes. So thanks for watching. Oh wait, I got more stuff. So these are some other gears that are a little dirty. Nope, now they're clean. GSR. There's this bearing in here. Let's see. That's gonna go. Put that bitch on there. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Get on it. Oh yeah. Come on. This is like the rabbit wins the race thing. Slow and steady wins the race because if you push harder, it's a Chinese finger trap. All right, this guy. Boom. Now, this is 4th gear, I believe. That's good for 160. Okay, that's 5th gear. GSR 5th gear, which I need to use the CRV 5th gear. That, and at least this top bearing. Oh yeah, I said I was going to compare the bearings, the lower bearing, just so we know things. So I flip this over. I'm going to remember that. That's flipped over. Number side down. This is the GSR stuff. Come on, you slippery mof. Oh god. Oh, there's no numbers. What? There's literally no markings on this, but it looks smaller, that's for sure. Smaller in diameter. Okay, I'm gonna flip this back over. Then I'm gonna stop remembering that I flipped it over. Yeah, this is a taper bearing. This has removable outer race, just like this one. Yeah, and this is smaller in diameter. So, can't. The instructions did not specify, but that's fine, because they assume that you're gonna be halfway smart at transmissions. Oh, come on. Lower bearing, race side, or whatever the side, whatever, come on. Oh, this is more press fitty. I wonder if the diameter of the shaft is the same, the inside diameter of the bearing, but that needs to be tapped on, I believe. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I might heat this bearing and see if it just drops right on nice and smooth. And then that guy, same deal. And oh my god, I'm such a freaking noob. Get out of there. I didn't put, you probably know, you already know, I didn't put the CRV 5th on. Wouldn't that be funny if I just was mixing everything up and it exploded? Nope, that wouldn't be funny. All right, that's not going all the way down. Needs to. So thanks for watching. Get the fuck down there, bitches. Click. Didn't work. Come on. All right. You get down there. It doesn't have so much room to do its job, to like get down there on, but anyways, I'm gonna get this down there. This video is dragging on, I'm sure, but it's our problem together. I'm gonna get that gear down. I'll put this front CRV larger diameter lower bearing on there. Put this CRV larger diameter upper bearing on there. Got it. I went tappa at 12 and 6 and 3 and 9 o'clock to get the gear down. That worked out. And then I heated the bearing a little bit. This guy, not too much. And that just slid right on. The lower bearing, and doing the same to the upper bearing. Alright, yeah. Alright, I barely heated this. Let's see if it goes on. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Boom! With very little heat. She went on there. I would like to mention that I used there's a washer between the, I don't know, final drive gear, maybe you call it. This guy. And this gear, first gear, there's like a washer. Anyways, I used the one from the GSR. Okay, it seems the same as the front wheel drive as far as diameter. Didn't thoroughly measure or nothing, no need for that. So I will use the CRV thingy because it has the locky deal. Oh, this is, I think this is, oh yeah, this, you probably can't tell in the video, but this is cone shape, or what have you. It feels like it at least, but anyways. Alright, so I've just test fitted this just to see how it goes and stuff. And the counter shaft is down a little bit the main shaft, but I think that's pretty normal. I think that's because the snap ring is not holding it up a smidgen like that. So anyways, I got everything in neutral except for this, I think. There. Anyways, it rotates, so that's good. So I believe, I'm like second guessing, did I mess it all up? I think this is all GSR gears. If it wasn't, then it should be binding, I believe, because the ratios wouldn't work out. Anyways, rotates, spins. I got down here, I think that this down here is Speed Factory spacer, and then the original spring washer. And I still need to figure out exactly which way the spring washer needs to face. I'll look at a factory service manual for that. I'm not sure if this guy's supposed to just fall down so easily. The other sliders do not. Like, you have to really get them down or up. Come on. Anyways, so I'm gonna investigate that a little bit, see if that's normal. I mean, it's up now. Anyways, so I'll investigate that, and I'm going to move forward. I'll take these out, set them aside, say that, okay, these are done. I'll also make sure that that spring washer is in the right, flipped up or down, right? And then from there, I will just probably work on the diff situation. All right, getting messy. So I put the new race in the other side, below this guy, right? And the new race here. I left whatever, there's a 75 millimeter shim, it's called. I think it's 75 on the other side, which is basically like a washer in this sort of location. And then this is called a thrust washer. I guess, you know, they look similar, but this one I think is the only one that you change if needed, the thickness of it. So anyways, I realized I needed to remove the transfer case because I'll show you. So this guy goes on here, ding, right? There's no gap between this race and this thrust washer, and there's also no gap between the thrust washer and the housing. That's what I gather needs to be done. So that will go on here, and then as you torque the bolts, this race pushes down on the bearing a certain amount, which is dependent on how thick this thrust washer is. So the certain amount it matters, right? It's called preload, bearing preload, and you have to measure it. So how you measure it is with a special tool that I don't have. You basically put the case on and torque the bolts, and then you stick something in here, and with the torque wrench you turn it to see how much it takes. So I don't remember the spec, it's in inch pounds. So right now, you know, it takes no inch pounds, I don't know, 1 inch, 0.5. But when you put the thing on, actually right now I think that this shim is way too thick, because there's a gap even, and I tried to mind the gap. Just kidding, I didn't mind the gap. I tried to close it before I really realized what was going on, and I chipped the ring gear just a smidgen. Where's the chip at? And then I forgot that the diff and the ring gear are different, and I was like, oh no, I broke my $1,000 diff. But anyways, it's just a little chip. There it is. Right there. Hopefully it does not affect anything. So here's my plan. New plan. I just learned all these thingies. I'm gonna take a half shaft. I got a couple. I'm gonna hack it off, and then I will weld on some socket, I guess. I'll probably weld on just some little baby, just an extra socket that's a 1/4 inch drive. And so then I'll be able to put my torque wrench on here and be able to stick the input shaft, or the half shaft, into the diff and measure the preload with this, which is great. Because otherwise I'd have to buy the factory tool, which is like 60, 80 bucks and wait a week. At this rate, I'll make the tool. I already bought an inch-pound torque wrench to measure the bearing preload for the rear diff. It's coming in the mail. Probably should have just bought it at the store for $4 more, but anyways, I'm gonna go make this tool. Oh, I forgot to explain why I had to remove this for certain. Because this needs very little to turn. Like even when it's bolted down, the spec is like 10 inch-pounds or something. But this is a much higher spec to get this started. So if this is connected to my, see, I can't even do that unless if this is connected to that, then it'll be, my reading will be canceled out. Shaft. So now I'm gonna clean up this little adapter. I mean, I never have ever used this, so I'm gonna make this flat because it's not. And it's mild steel. I thought it was stainless, or maybe it's tool steel, I guess. And tool steel is not stainless, even if it, I don't know. I'm gonna make that flat and weld it there. Boom, tool. Got some really thick filler rod for the deal, and no TIG gloves. At least I got a helmet, mask, whatever you want to say. Let me think. I've been doing MIG when there's slag, you drag. I don't really care how this turns out. I can't see, but I got my amperage set at 110. Maybe this might be better. Yep. Woohoo. So, like I said, I don't have the torque wrench yet, the 1/4 inch drive torque wrench to measure this. So that's all I can do for now, on this at least. I might be able to measure and make sure that that's the right shim in there. That guy, there's a shim in there. You can see the little hole in the... This video's got to be an hour long now. Hope you enjoyed me fucking around. I'm just gonna stop now.